a gentleman who has seen every Seafair since the beginning, the voice of Seafair for so many years. Pat O'Day, you're an institution. You know every amazing moment that has occurred, and you've chronicled them all right here, haven't you?
Well, there have been so many amazing moments during these great Seafair celebrations over the last 60 years, but chronologically, when it comes to shock and amazement, I think going way back, the Boeing first jet airliner, the 707 prototype, was doing a flyby here, flown by test pilot Tex Johnston, when he did a barrel roll over the course, stunning the Northwest and the world. Next year, when we undoubtedly see the 787 flyby, I doubt that Scott Carson, Boeing commercial airline president, will let them do a barrel roll over the course. Now, 1958, Bill Munsey, driving the favorite Miss Thriftway, he's in the lead when the boat loses the rudder and it crashes into a Coast Guard boat. Both boats head for the bottom of the lake with a crewman who'd been asleep in his bunk down below, squeezing through a hole in the side just at the last minute as the boat was going down, narrowly averting death. There has been death on this course in the past, a sad event and a rather bizarre twist to it. Jerry Bangs, a Seattle attorney and driver of the Squire shops, hooked violently in the south turn, was thrown out of the boat, fatally injured. The strange twist was, as we watched the boat, the engine kept running and without its driver sadly circled that tragic scene. A few years passed, and a new hydroplane arrived on the scene. A new concept that it was riding on 4 points with two sort of outrigger hulls, the very first Elam developed by the Elstrom family. It had qualified and was being tested for greater speed when on Sunday morning, just before the heats began, it went airborne. It climbed higher in the sky. Watch this now. It went higher in the sky than any other hydroplane before. Smacking into the water with tremendous force, it ripped the entire front, leaving the driver hanging from his seatbelt. Now he recovered from his injuries, and of course Elam has gone on to build some of the greatest boats in the entire sport's history. But what a sight that was. Look at that. Just amazing. Here's a great one. The fans loved it. Mark Evans flipped his Pico American Dream over at 100 miles an hour early in the day. Check this as he backs out through the safety hatch, having been upside down. But come on, Mark. There you are. Wave to the crowd. But now here's what made history. That very boat was taken to the pits where the crew worked feverishly, repaired it in time for the final. How does the story end? Mark Evans went upside down and then went to victory that same day in the same boat and got the checkered flag. Look at him as winner of that year's Seafair trophy. And here's one not to be forgotten. The Elam skips out of control in the south turn, lands smack on top of the Budweiser, then takes a piggyback ride on top of the now disabled Bud all the way to the log boom where everyone ducked. But the boats had slowed to a point where no further damage was done. But wow, what a sight. And as we celebrate Seafair's 60th, we just know there are more great moments coming.
All right, Pat O'Day, thank you. And I remember even some of those moments. They were spectacular, and you make them even better, Patrick. Thank you.